I just started recording, so I'm going to stop talking shit. Nice guy.
Nice guy.
Yeah. I edited the intro like this.
More muscles to smile than it does to frown. That guy was depressed. He said
it takes no muscles to just have a blank expression. This is nothing.
Val, thanks for joining us. We've all been talking about where we were on 9/11. Where were you?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Virtual Gas. I am your host, Rob Crean. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It continues to be terrible. I just got back from a wake, Rob Crean shit. I'm always at wakes. My second uncle in a month died. So that's a little rough. And it's always weird seeing family and friends of family and stuff, because they always, ask about your career, which is weird when you have a weird career. So, but it's especially weird now because I'm going to my uncle's wake. I get there and I see this guy in the parking lot who's a longtime friend of the family. And first thing he says is hey, probably not doing too many shows right now, huh? No. I was coming here to mourn my uncle. Was a little bit happy to have the distraction from the fact that I have no professional prospects and will soon be destitute. But thank you for bringing it up. I appreciate it. But then he said, it was fun seeing you in the commercial. So that made it better. And then he said, but I haven't seen it for a while. So that made it worse. The other thing, a classic thing that you get when you are a comedian, when you talk to your family, is they'll be like, oh, I got stories that you could use in your bit. I got stories you could throw in your skits. As my cousin John did that to me once. He's like, oh, I got stories you could do on stage. You could tell on your stand-up set. And I said, well, that's not really how it works. Like, it's, it's sort of it's like an individual type of art form. And so, it's like, I can't really tell stories that didn't happen to me. He's like, oh no, I get good stories. And I said, yeah, but it's like kind of for stand-up, like it has to happen to me or I just can't use it. I just can't use it. He's like, no, no, I get stories you could use. And he's like, look, one time me and my friends were getting real drunk and our friend Tammy passes out. And so then we all, draw dicks on his face. Then my other buddy takes a hot dog and he puts it by his crotch like it's his dick. And he goes up to Tim and he just starts rubbing the hot dog against his lips. So then Tim jumps awake and really quickly my buddy turns away and shoves the hot dog down his pants and it just acts like nothing happened. But Tim's like, was his dick just on my, and then we all just act like nothing happened. Then we all go out we went out to a convenience store to get some cigarettes and we walk in and of course everyone's staring at him because he's got dicks all over his face. But he's like, do I look different now after that experience? Did a dick touch my lips and now people can tell, they can see me, they can tell that a dick has touched my lips? And I was like, well, yeah, that one I could use. Yeah, I could use that in my act. Sure, that one is a good, sometimes you can use the stories that your family tell you. But we have a fantastic show here tonight. Please welcome Dan Crohn.
All right. Well, I don't have much, which is what I say when I pull down my pants. Just got back from the Cape. I was in Chatham, lovely. But then 2 days ago, found out that there was some huge party in Chatham that was a big super spreader for COVID. And many of the people at the party worked for the restaurant industries in Chatham. And one of them worked at a restaurant that I got a shrimp scampi pizza from. So that was my first time venturing out of the city in the COVID. And now I'm never leaving Somerville again. That is what I have decided. Pre the trip, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to the Cape for a week. It's going to be great. And then I'm just going to hunker down until there's a vaccine. That's going to be my one little jaunt out. And now I am doubling down on that, except for a gig in New Hampshire next Saturday at a campground for golf carts on the middle of a field. Folks, if you have a lobster roll, make sure you floss to really get your money's worth. Oh, that was $2. I know that joke works. I did it in a Zoom last week with Rob was on. And I say, I know that joke works, like from the one time I did it. That's in the Zoom though, technically, that's enough. I was swimming, I went swimming and it was so nice. And it was a beautiful private beach. Just everybody's reading and quiet. It's really nice. And this woman takes her beach chair and she puts it at the edge of the ocean and she sits down, and through a Bluetooth speaker, I hear I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. So keep in mind, it's understood that this private beach is like not a beach where you would do that. So I'm in the ocean. Actually, I might be the only person in the ocean dying laughing. Like I could not stop laughing to the point where people on the beach started laughing at me, laughing at the Backstreet Boys girl. So the best part is at the end of I Want It That Way, she takes her beach chair and goes back to where she was sitting before. She literally came down. I can't believe I just said literally. I feel like a fucking 20-year-old. She literally, I said it again, takes her chair, plays the song at the edge, and was like, you know what? I just wanted to do that.
She just wanted it that way.
She did. She wanted it the non-COVID way, or the... Isn't that crazy about that shrimp scampi pizza? Of course, it was, they only allow one person in the restaurant for takeout. Like, I was completely safe, masks. This guy worked in the back. Who knows if he was even symptomatic or anything. But these are the odds that, like, the one time I leave Somerville, that happens? Like, bananas. I wish Bethany could hear that because she was texting me down there. And she was like, what is it like? You're in the cave? Because she knows how well I've been quarantined. Crazy. All right. I don't know. I guess I miss people. I miss people mostly because I just want to go and talk shit about them right after I see them. Right? Anybody? The worst thing about the pandemic is I've become everything I've hated. A morning person. Isn't that crazy? Like now that I get up now in the morning. That was never a thing before. And it's like a whole part of the day. It's actually, you can be very productive. No joke there, just life. I've been doing intermittent fasting, which is basically ordering takeout and then making something for myself. Ordering takeout and then making something for myself. I don't know if anybody is a takeout monster like I am. I got to get a haircut. I got to get another haircut. I had a haircut in like May. So, maybe I have been, ripping it up a little bit. Going to get a haircut in May. Cape Cod trip in June or July, excuse me. But so for Zoom, I don't need a haircut. But the back of my hair, like this part, is like it's like my head is getting longer. I don't know if anybody has similar hair growth, but my hair is growing like backwards, which again, you can't tell because this is Zoom, but whatever. Maybe I won't get a haircut. That cave trip, I got to chill. What else? I said I've been wearing my mask, nothing else. I think I have more masks than friends. That might be a thing. I don't know if anybody's paying attention when you're out with your mask, how you're breathing, because without the mask, the way you're breathing would look really ridiculous. Like I'm breathing in all these new ways. Like when I have the mask on, like I'm breathing like, imagine it without, and I'm like, that's why I may like, I don't know why, like it's maybe a layer thing. Maybe I need a better mask, but I wonder if anybody else is breathing weird or just making like weird breathing decisions, if that means anything. Cool. There's also a difference about how I'm wiping stuff down, like deliveries and stuff, to the point where I wiped it down in April. I was like a surgeon, like every nook and cranny. And now like we're almost in August and I'm pretty much like this daintily using the mask, stuff like that. The kids love the mask bit. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Bethany. Hey, superpower, Rob. What would you want to do? Invisibility, flying, or never having to go to the bathroom again?
Flying. I like going to the bathroom. It's fun.
Oh, you have all bit about it, kind of. Or not a bit about it, a part of a bit.
Oh, I have tons of... Look, I got quite a few bits about going to the bathroom.
You have an album.
I like going to the bathroom, and to be honest, I've been doing it on the ground like a fucking sucker. If I could fly, whew.
What else do I got? I don't know. What a waste of the pandemic. I still haven't seen The Irishman. Is that a problem? Yeah, that shrimp scampi pizza. God bless it. Who knew? Who knew I was walking into a COVID haven?
Do you feel
COVID
like
cape?
if you would if you had been true to the dietary traditions of your people, you wouldn't be in this situation.
When was the last time you were at the Cape?
Let's see. The last time I was at the Cape was probably like 4 months ago.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
I did I did a AJ Haypenny show. It was fun.
Oh, okay. So pre-pandemic or like right when it was all going down?
Pre-pandemic, but
Was that the Red Nun?
The Red Nun, yeah. It was.
Yeah, that's right near Chatham. I did the first one ever. It was slammed.
It's still a good show.
It was a really bad setup, but it was a good show.
Yeah, I agree. Like, oh, if you just turned it like this, it would be perfect. But the
producer in you.
You know me, like I like doing comedy. I like telling jokes, but my passion is setting up chairs.
Well, I like looking at a place and going, "This would be a cool place to do a show," and then never doing anything after that.
Yeah, every place I'm in, I'm like, how would I set it up?
You know what I always wanted was the Fields outdoor space. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, you could do it now. I mean, there's no one to stop you now.
That's true. I could. They did a cool thing where they put out all their stuff for free.
That's cool.
All the stuff in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary, a little lo mein, or what do you got? Pad Thai? What are you doing?
I just found this.
You know what the worst part of my Sunday is? Getting the screen time report from my iPhone. Anybody else? Just dreading the day, and then sometimes it just alerts you, and I'm like, not now, screen time report.
Do you know what's crazy to me during this is how often my cell phone runs out of power during this.
Are you a charge when you go to bed kind of guy?
Yeah, but my charger is not good. So yeah, it got boring.
Stupid.
It just got boring. But at the beginning, I feel like I had a good morning. Talking about being a morning person, I feel like I've become much more of a morning person, and it's because because now that all of the vitamin D that I'm getting is just through the window, I feel like I need to be up more of the sunlight hours. Because before you go outside, you get so much sun. Even if you're only out for a couple hours, it's great. But now,
agreed.
Like walking by windows, I need to make sure that I maximize that time.
I'm going to bed earlier than I've ever gone in my entire life, just because I'm trying to get like a set schedule. Because I was never a person to have a schedule. I go 2:30 a.m. That's great. How about 2:12? How about 1:30? How about at midnight I fell asleep? Oh, how about 4 o'clock? And like people are like, hey, that's really bad for you.
I took this like big psych evaluation. It was like a 12-hour test.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did it like in 2 sessions, but it was like 6 hours, 6 hours. They were like, you have ADHD. I was hoping for like tons of stuff. I was hoping they were going to and that you've even done what you've done. I mean, really, like.
Are you a hypochondriac? I am.
No, I'm not. I just wanted excuses. But yeah, I wanted them to be like, oh, no, it's not. You're not just lazy. But no, they said I had ADHD, and they said that I had extremely bad sleep hygiene. And but I think part of it might be that I purposely scheduled the meetings super early in the morning, because I was like, oh, then I have the rest of the day. And so like I would get like 3 hours sleep and go in and do a 6 hour psych.
Right.
Maybe I gave myself some false positives on that. But
when comedy is happening, it's my favorite time is at night. So I don't want to go to bed because I love being awake at night. This is my favorite time. And now you take away comedy. I'm like, what the fuck am I up? Why am I up at 1? This is ridiculous. I'm going to bed.
I don't think I breathe differently under the mask, but I do like make a lot of faces. I am just
right. Okay. I think that's what I was getting at. Breathing faces. I like wearing that mask. I think I look cool.
Yeah, me too. I have great eyes. So, and the rest of it's not that,
Do you try to have kinder eyes when you have the mask on to let people's... Gary, I knew you were going to laugh at that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to laugh at that.
If my eyes were any kinder, I'd be Mark Ruffalo. I have sad kind of. They're more sad than they're kind.
I don't want to monopolize anybody's time, but I will stay and hang and smoke some weed. Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
Your next performer is a very funny young man from the Pittsburgh area. Please welcome Krish Mohan.
Whoa. Rob, I have breaking news.
Yes.
It's not breaking news about like important things, but like about my life. So it's like the most important thing, But in 2020, not only have I gotten my citizenship to the sinking ship that we called America, but also I am now officially divorced, which I think, thank you. Yes, I appreciate it.
Welcome aboard.
Which, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do think it makes me like more American than everybody
Yeah.
here.
And by the way, Gary's not divorced. He just looks divorced.
Yeah,
He's divorced from Massachusetts.
Gary doesn't have kind eyes. He just has kind of like sad, almost like pathetic eyes. You know what I mean?
Gary
Like,
has, what's your diagnosis, Gary?
Great Depression eyes.
yeah, I could see from like the 30s where it's you have the eyes of like of a worker that wants to go on strike but really needs their health insurance. You know, like it's beautiful as what I'm trying to say. Like
it's like you have eyes that are great for looking at a handkerchief that you just coughed blood into before putting it back into your pocket, sadly.
I don't know why you would be divorced. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I started the process in like January. A friend recommended a lawyer because I'm a full-time comedian, so I can't like afford fancy things like lawyers or food. It was kind of a big deal to get this lawyer. And Rob, you know this about me. I'm a big Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie Sanders supporter. And I had like a jacket with the big Bernie and Tulsi pin together. And I go in, and the first thing I see is this dude walking out with a full-out Trump MAGA jacket. Like a full-out branded. It said Trump 2020 on it, so it was a new jacket. On the back, it's a very large, said "Make America Great Again." And I think if he was going to be honest, which he's never going to be, he would say "Make America Great for the first time." But I think like MAGTIF that's not like fun as MAGA. But we sat down, and the first thing we do is like hash out our politics before he decides to give me like this crazy discount to go through the divorce paperwork. And then everything was going smooth. And then this whole pandemic happened, and they shut down the court. We'll see when you get divorced. And I was like, I don't think that's what I paid you for. Like, I don't think I paid you to be ambiguous about this process. But he was pretty cool about it and was like, you know, I'll keep you up to date and everything. Going through it, all my friends and my family kind of came out. We really didn't like your ex-wife. Like we were, and I was like, where were you guys throughout the whole marriage? We were like, we didn't know how to say it. How about just saying it? Are we friends? Why are we friends? If you kind of kept all this shit in. But, you know, I feel I'm very happy that all the paperwork went through. We got a decree. We're having a party because I found out divorce parties are a thing. Did you know that? Yeah, that's very exciting. My girlfriend and a couple people are coming over, and I think watching me get drunk is sort of the plan. It's cool being in a new relationship, so you have to kind of like go through a couple of things where it's like, hey, there's like an awkward thing that I do, and I hope it doesn't bother you and make you hate me forever. My big kind of a little anxiety that I have is allergies. Like I'm allergic to a bunch of stuff. I went to get an allergy test maybe like a decade ago. Have you done the allergy test? Have either of you guys done the allergy test?
I haven't, but Gary, you've done it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gary is an allergy test.
Gary is an allergy test.
Burn.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to breathe on my home planet.
Yeah, the test just exploded when Gary took it.
Yeah, he just walked in and they were like, "It's all of it. You're allergic to everything."
One time when I was in LA, like I'm visiting my friend in LA, and we spent like a whole day driving around trying to get allergy medication because that's how much he needs it. Like it's serious.
That's kind of how I feel too, because when I first got the test, like they came in and they, put the sheet with a bunch of numbers and they prick you with a bunch of stuff. And then when the nurse came back in, she was like, "Well, good news, you're not allergic to chocolate or strawberries or peanut butter." Well, this is very exciting because now I get to continue living, because if I was allergic to any of those things, why keep going at that point? If I'm not able to jam a strawberry into a Reese's cup, I see no point. To me, that's freedom, and I didn't get the citizenship for nothing.
Reese's is really the only reason left to be an American at this point.
At this point, that's why I'm here, is I go in and I get a Reese's cup and I wave an American flag, and then I light off a firecracker, which they don't appreciate at most gas stations.
Yeah, it actually turns out there is a wrong way to eat a Reese's. Remember the ad from 15 years ago?
I do. I do remember that. They gave me that good news, and they were like, here's the bad news. You're basically allergic to nature, everything outside. So the recommendation is if I could just hermetically seal myself into a bubble from the months of like March to November, and then really just enjoy the winter months, I feel like my quality of life would just improve.
You got to admit, this is the best year to get that news.
This is the best year for that. I've been preparing just with my allergies alone exactly for this situation. Here's the thing, I'm not afraid of death. It's just I'm more concerned about the way that I'm gonna die. I don't want it to be embarrassing, especially for my family, because I'm dead, who gives a shit? But for they have to live with that legacy forever. So my biggest concern every allergy season is that I'm going to sneeze, jerk the wheel of my car into oncoming traffic, because it's never just one sneeze. So my concern is that I'm going to keep sneezing as I'm dying. That's how much I care about the environment, Rob, is even though it's actively trying to kill me, I'm like, we need more trees. Like, that's how I want to be buried. Is I don't like the whole idea of like burials. I don't like cemeteries. I think they're that's like too much space for the dead. I'm not big on cremation, but I did find out a few years ago a cool thing that they do where they put your body in like a nitrogen sack with a bunch of dirt and a little seed, and they put that sack underground, and then it like grows into a tree, which is very cool, I thought. So I was like, maybe I'd like to do that, and I'm hoping like when this kind of trend catches on, that like more people can afford it, because right now, like my plan is to be put into a suitcase and thrown into the woods, for the wolves to eat me.
Yeah.
So
that sounds pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
The wolves thing, yeah.
The wolves sounds cool though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want, I don't know if just throwing a dead body into the woods is a great idea, because it does seem suspicious.
The problem with that is that a person could stumble upon it, and that's not great. But
that's not great.
People, though, are way better at operating suitcases than wolves.
It's true.
So,
that is true.
You're much more likely to have a person stumble upon a suitcase and say, "Hey, I wonder what's in the suitcase. Oh, geez, it's Krish," than a wolf. I mean, I guess wolves, they have good senses of smell. They might be like, "That's something."
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Maybe they're like, "Oh, look, it's Krish." Well, I wasn't a big fan of his YouTube channel anyway, so.
It would be so great to be put on like a power line in the desert and just have vultures just slowly eat you. That'd be great. I love it.
I'm guessing you're dead before the vultures are.
I would hope so. Yes.
Definitely. Yeah, that's yeah. I do want to come back. I do hope that if this nitrogenous sac thing works out, though, like, and reincarnation is real. Like, if I do just come back as, like a nice pine tree or something, Yeah.
But what if you
that's
come
what
back
I want.
as a tree? What if you come back as a tree and you're like, this is so fucking boring. Oh my god.
That is just gotta stand here the whole time. Oh, I've wasted everything.
Oh my
This
god.
is the worst. I guess my biggest concern at that point would be like, I don't know, if the same dumb fucking frat kid keeps coming and peeing on me at the same time. It's just like, why me? Why is it? You could go to the tree next door.
Yeah,
that
I know
that tree used to be a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, I know it's already gone through a person, but a tree's not supposed to ingest that much Monster Energy drink.
That's not good for anything.
Thanks so much for being here. That was great.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it.
Oh, Krish Mohan.
This is a good time.
It is a good time. It's a good time. I mean, it's a bad time. It's a bad time, but this is good. It's a good time in a bad time.
Rob, what do you say when somebody says, "How you doing?"
I go,
Nice. I say I'm well. It's really annoying.
You know what I say that's even more annoying than that is I say, yeah, which is so annoying.
What can you do?
Rob, I love your dedication because you wore a tie to the show. That's pretty fancy.
I was at a wake.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, do you want to hear how my uncle died? It's kind of interesting.
Here we
Sure.
go. This took a turn.
He was drinking and he was swimming in a pool, and he kind of just like tripped and fell in the pool, and he just inhaled a lot of water. Then he just like swam around for a little bit longer, and then he got out and he said, "I don't feel so good," and he sat down, and then I guess he had a heart attack and he died. Drunk,
Holy crap.
in the pool, and then 5 minutes later you're dead. It's not too bad.
How old was he?
He was 72.
Was he buried in a nitrogen sack?
No,
To a tree,
traditional formaldehyde.
as is tradition. Well, sorry to hear that.
Hey man, this
Is it? This,
second-
are you going to edit this, Rob?
this part? This is like what people tune into to Rob Crean show.
No. Oh, no. Not to get rid of it. I meant to feature it.
In the preview.
Music commercial, yeah.
I was like, this is in the reel for sure.
My second uncle in a month.
Have you done another gas where you were talking about the first one?
No, I don't think I mentioned it. I don't know.
Okay, because then we would have had a reel.
He didn't die in as interesting as a way. It's just a regular heart attack.
Still though, terrible with a swimming pool. So what was it? Was it the chlorine and water inhalant? Was that?
It was just like the water in his lungs, I think, kind of like sent his body into shock, and then because of the shock, he had a heart attack and he died.
I wonder
Is
if
this
that's
my
not-
intro?
Yes, it is. Your intro.
Oh, Gary, how come we can't see you say that? Actually, is that funny or off mic? Yes, it is.
All right, look, we've been having a lot of fun joking.
Is Gary
around.
next?
No, sort of. I gotta.
Oh, I just ruined the whole thing, and he privately texted me. Sorry, Gary, I've been smoking.
Actually, we've been joking around. We've been having some fun, talking about some silly stuff. But I do want to bring it down a little bit. During this whole quarantine, I've been trying to. Couple things I've been trying to do is I've been trying to reach out to people I haven't seen in a long time, which has been pretty rewarding. And I've also been I've been rediscovering my love of filmmaking. I've been making a lot of films. I just put out an art film last night called "Dur So Crazy." It's pretty good. And I'm actually
Oh God.
I'm in the process now. I'm working on a documentary of this guy who, when I first started doing comedy in Boston, this guy was kind of considered to be sort of one of the bright, promising stars in Boston comedy. He was really, and to see him back then, couldn't look away from him. He was fantastic. And then he had some stuff happen where he had some sort of, I guess it was maybe some emotional problems. He had some bad breaks, and he quit comedy. He stopped doing it. And so I've reached out to him, and we started talking. And I'm going to be producing a documentary about him, why he quit in the first place, and him actually, he's decided to come back and start doing comedy again. And so this is going to be his first set, is going to be here on this Zoom show. And I want to say before I bring him on, I just want to say it's really rusty, obviously. And also what he's been working on is not so much, stand-up comedy as much as it is sort of more like one-man show stuff. So it's not necessarily like funny, like you're not going to laugh at it or enjoy hearing it, but I think it's important work. And I just, if you could have seen him when 15 years ago, he was just so amazing. And so I'm really proud to welcome this comedian back to the stage for the first time in I don't know how long. Please put your hands together for Gary Peterson.
Woo! Go longer, far as you can. Baseball. I was gonna play baseball in downtown Boston, right alongside all my heroes: A. Pellegrini, Lou Merlone, Bill Miller, Kevin Miller, all the Red Sox. They were gonna be my Sox. Until I had a Portland Sea Dogs audition. And 1-2 pitch goes right down the square, right in the top of my old bean. Next thing I know, I'm afraid of the ball and I cry when it's raining. I found myself lost. What am I gonna do? Huh? What's this? An open mic? I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. My mother's half Chinese, my dad's half Italian. Maybe I could talk about that. So I go up there and I'm slaying. I'll never forget. All the comedians of Boston are there. Dennis Leary, Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, Rashida Jones, BJ Novak, Bill Burr, who's technically from Canton. For a short stint, David Cross between 1987 and 1993. Jonathan Katz, and a bunch of other ones. They say, kid, you're doing good. I don't smoke. So I say to them, you think I got a future in this comedy stuff? They say, lose the hat. And I say, no deal. I get booked left and right. Next thing I know, I'm at the biggest club in town with the most people inside. It's called the Comedy Studio. Upwards of 18 people a night. Can you imagine being in front of a crowd, roaring, laughing, eating scorpion bowls and chicken finger drinks?
I got to interrupt there. Scorpion bowls are a drink. You have to drink a scorpion bowl. You don't eat it. So sorry. Don't mean to interrupt. Just I felt like the audience was kind of not. They weren't following.
Yes.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Scorpion bowl drinks, chicken finger meals. What was I gonna do? Some silly kid from just outside Boston. I say Boston because it's easier than saying just outside Boston. It's just a little more convenient when you have a conversation because nobody knows the South Shores if you're not regionally, aware of the venues. So I'm up there and I'm slaying. I'm doing my puppets. I got a bit. Hello, Mr. President. What if you worked at a drive-thru? It's killing. Next thing I know, my estranged mother's there. Oops. Somebody just made the room tight. You see,
by the way, tight, by the way, if anyone's not a comedian, tight is when an audience is difficult to make an audience laugh because they're a little bit tense and not ready to have the experience of being a stand-up comedy audience. Sorry, I felt like that was like a thing that maybe not everyone in the audience would understand. So sorry, go ahead.
That's fine.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to make sure that the audience understands it.
It's fine. They're all tightening up on me. And I says, my mother, I haven't seen my mother in years. She's here and she starts heckling. You fucking abortion piece of shit, she says. I don't like you. And I say, mamma mia, because I was Italian. Mamma mia, why weren't you a bambino? And she says some other stuff. I didn't really learn the language all that well. But when I had cleared things up on the stage, I ran out of the club as fast as I could. She threw a bottle in the back, lit a match. The whole place goes up in flames. Everybody's fucking dead. I get out on the
this
street.
is metaphoric. This is like not, he didn't actually kill anyone. I know I mentioned earlier they had some mental issues, but he's not violent. He's never actually hurt anyone. So sorry, go ahead, Gary. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Just want to make sure the audience knows what you're talking about and doesn't like misunderstand when you're speaking a metaphor. Take it literally, Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm outside in the street. My mamma mia says, "Hey, you my little baby boy. Why don't you come home, my little baby boy? I'm making you the pasta fasul. It's a dish." And I says, mother. And all of a sudden, in the distance, I can hear Elton John. Some outside restaurant speakers playing Candle in the Wind. And I realized in that moment that
what you could do at this point is instead of Candle in the Wind, what if it was Tiny Dancer, and then you could be like, and then it's like, but it's like Hold Me Closer, Penis Stanza, and you say it like Borat, and just because I feel like it's been a long time since there was a laugh feel like you just
You're-
need to kind of like.
This is a fucking bullshit, Rob. You're a fucking idiot. I've been milking these idiots with this one-man show crap that kills in Edinburgh, and they're eating out of the fucking palm of my hand. And every time I get them where I want, you're interrupting with some nonsensical bullshit. You don't need to know every fucking thing about everything in order to watch the show. So why don't you just shut the fuck up and just wait for another call for another dead relative, okay? So shut up, Rob. Shut up.
Okay. So I think we got the scene where you explode on stage and yell at someone. Jay, were you good with that, or should we?
I think we don't need to take it again. I think
I
that's
think it was good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being involved in this. That was in the movie where Gary flips out on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. That was great. Keep going for Gary Peterson. Woo-hoo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the show going and bring up your final performer of the evening, the wonderful, the hilarious Bethany Van Delft.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Encore. No, that was wonderful. I didn't know
Yeah, we
you
can
were.
do it again. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Human-
Encore.
human-
I didn't know you were doing a one-man show.
From the top, Gary. From the top.
Do you want me to do the Hamilton version where I rap?
Yeah.
I am Gary Peterson. Gary.
Yeah,
My penis only has one shot.
My condolences to you, Rob.
Yeah, what are you gonna? I still have an aunt on my father's side and a couple aunts on my mother's side. So I got plenty of funerals ahead.
I don't know if I should be laughing or if I should send you a care emoji. Can you do that here? Yeah, let me send you a care
You can
emoji.
send me a clap, I think, or a thumbs
There
up.
you go.
Everybody give Rob a thumbs up for his
There you
family
go. This is
out of
gonna-
respect.
It's gonna be all right. I'm
Chris,
sorry.
why is your hand so white?
This one?
No,
Like my
the hand on
actual
your,
hand?
the hand on the emoji hand. It's like it looks Caucasian.
That's I think the brownest aesthetic can go on Zoom.
Yeah. I don't think they I think you could be yellow or tan. And that's it. Because Black Lives Matter, and I think that's the way, I think that's how Zoom is expressing that sentiment. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
As far as Zoom is concerned, there's two types of people. There's Italians and
Yellow people.
It's the Simpsons world.
There's the Simpsons. I was gonna say. Simpsons.
Yep.
And then tan people. Krish, you were talking about being bored as a tree. Well, you and Rob, or Rob probably do that. We share a wavelength because someone told me about a Greenland shark that can live to be like 500 years old. And they were like, oh my God, like a biological life can live 500 years. And I was like, that's gotta be so fucking boring. Like, you don't even have legs. You don't even have legs. You're like in the coldest ocean on Earth. And you're just like, for like 400 years. That doesn't count.
And also, one of the things that sharks are known for is they can never stop swimming.
Right.
So he's swimming nonstop for 500 years.
That's awful. And his face, like if you Google him, his teeth like stick out just like he's going, like if a supervillain ever did happen, besides,
All the real ones that. How many?
I think it would be a Greenland shark because they're so like pissed off that they don't even have legs. I mean, think about that. They don't even have legs. Like trees have air and sunsets.
They do have the thrill of the hunt.
I mean, would you want to hunt after like 250 years old? Would you even want to hunt anymore?
I don't even hunt Easter eggs.
Yeah, you don't realize when your kids are young, you should be a good parent. So like when you're 300 and don't want to hunt anymore, your kids will come back and feed you. You're just estranged from all your shark pup.
You're 250 and you're like, that's not that old. 250 is the new 175.
There's a little 250-year-old shark going, oh my God, I'm so old. And the 400-year-old shark takes his fin and is like, that's not old.
Let me tell you about Pangea. That's a long time.
It's not old for a redwood tree, right? But we didn't know things on Earth get that old, I guess.
Lobsters are supposedly immortal.
What?
So
No.
you know how like basically every animal, their cells have a program that makes them stop growing at a certain point. So like you get to a certain height and then you just stop growing, you know? Whereas lobsters don't have that. And that's part of aging is once you stop, like once your cells stop like making your body expand, you know, like your skeleton expand, then it only replicates so many more times before it starts decaying. But lobsters just grow forever. They just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I feel like legal seafoods would know about that if that were true.
Is when they get really big, they just go further into the depths of the ocean. So like they're probably at the very bottom of the ocean that no one, even James Cameron, has ever been to. There's probably just school bus size lobsters down there.
Do you think James Cameron and Elon Musk like talk to each other?
off.
Yeah. Do you think? I feel like they do. Like he's like, go to the bottom of the ocean, and then he's like, fuck you, go to space.
Do you think they like fight over what's cooler, the ocean or space?
Definitely do.
Yeah. James Cameron is like, he's like, I've been to space. Elon Musk is like, those were just movies.
James Cameron's like, I'm gonna meet a Greenland shark.
Speaking of supervillains, I feel like those guys count.
Oh my God, and Jeff Bezos.
How do we end up in a world with so many Lex Luthors?
I'm gonna throw Geraldo Rivera in there now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now I am. Like, I was on the fence before. I was like, I think he's Puerto Rican, so maybe I'll just like zip it. You know, like when people talk about J-Lo's voice,
Yeah.
I'm like, she's Puerto Rican. I'm not gonna talk about it. But I think he's in the realm now with wishing Ghislaine.
I can never.
Jelaine. I think it's Jelaine.
Jelaine. And that's what her problem is she can't pronounce her own name. And you do
Yeah,
probably
that's their problem.
I feel like there's a couple other problems.
I mean, that's how, but she got evil because of that.
Yeah.
Like, she was like 6 going, G-Lan! And everyone was like, his Laney? And she's like, ugh. Like a Greenland shark at 6 years old. You should have insisted that I do stand up instead of talking.
So I'm having a good time.
By the way, the kids love you. And we were eating pizza and I had the show on so I could hear when I should pay attention. And they kept going, Mom, who's that? I'm like, that's Dan. Who's that? I'm like, that's Gary. Who's that? That's Rob. Why didn't you tell me who the one with the black tie is? I'm like, it's Rob. And he goes like, Rob what? And I said, Rob Crean. And then a little bit later, I don't remember what you said, but Nico said, I quote, the Crean said it.
I don't usually title the episodes, but I think I am going to title that one.
Your Twitter handle.
Yeah.
The Crean said it.
He said it.
Yeah. It's about time for me to right now my Twitter handle is Crohn Crean, so it's about time I change it.
I'd say leave it.
It's been a long time.
Dan, how many COVID tests have you had yet?
I'm so healthy.
I'm just imagining after you heard about the super spreader event.
My brother is the expert on everything. He said I would have had symptoms long ago. So
all right, good.
I've had 2 so far.
Really? See, I don't know. I would say like you have more of a chance of getting it where you're getting tested.
It's all outside and stuff, so it's not both positive, by the way.
You're double positive?
Double positive, yeah.
Double positive.
That means
And
you
Rob-
win, I think.
Rob double testing like a single girl missing her period.
Rob, didn't they test your DNA and they found out that not only you were COVID positive, but also the Golden State Killer?
That's the thing they don't tell you about these COVID tests, is that they might catch you being the Golden State Killer if you get it.
Right, so serial killers are surviving.
Yep. They're not getting tested.
Oops.
all their older relatives are dying, but they're surviving.
I feel like saying I was at a super spreader event was the new way of saying, yeah, my show sold out.
I like the old super spreader stuff, but man, super spreader sold out. And it's just that type of 1990s era humor that you can expect from Rob Crean here on the virtual cast.
The Crean said it.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
That was a good commercial.
That was 3 catchphrases in a row.
Rob's a man of 1,000 catchphrases, right? You want to go through a couple of them?
No, you want to go through all? You want to do every one of them?
No wonder no one likes me. The butt don't lie.
I'm sorry, what's your name is my favorite.
My least favorite was No Lives Matter.
It didn't really catch on.
Yeah, that was poor
But
plan.
you made masks saying it, right?
Oh man.
You've got a whole box.
Well, you know, right before this, Gary got T-shirts printed out with with a line from one of his jokes that are not selling now. They say "spit in my mouth," which is classic Gary.
Droplets. Hey, there's droplets everywhere.
Droplets everywhere.
Everywhere.
Invisible droplets.
My favorite Crean catchphrase was always, "I'm the Golden State Killer."
My middle name's COVID.
I got a lot of catchphrases.
Probably the best one is tear down a Confederate statue. What's next? Take Jar Jar out of Star Wars?
The Crean said it.
It's under his video, Heckler Owns Crean.
Is it weird if I say it? The Crean said it. Like it's weird. Maybe it's weird in the third person.
I know. I think that makes it the best. And then you gotta hear. You have to have some sound effect that goes. Creed said it.
Smash a
There's some kind of
watermelon.
animation.
Or a dance, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not.
Great, said it. Good.
Do you want the kids to weigh in on the dance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on.
Nice.
I'm just gonna keep.
You're just gonna keep doing it. It's a good workout.
Hey,
How
I
exciting.
Good upper body.
How exciting is it that kids get to be on a Zoom show, but they don't know how bad it is?
yeah. Yeah, they're like, this is
You know what I'm saying? Like, they think it's super exciting.
Doug, are you still able to be on this Zoom once the kids come in? All right, listen.
Gary is like a sniper. All right, be cool with everybody.
Everyone look
Everyone
younger.
That's how you look younger?
There's a pants issue right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have pants
You get
on,
it.
and he wants to come in anyway. So I was like, it's a pants show. So if you change your mind and you put some pants on, then please come in.
And for a kid, that's basically like, yeah, what? What's the problem?
Yeah.
Except if this lingers on Facebook for any amount of time, and he comes running through, and I was all like, Gilan! It's a lot of dots there, is all I'm
A lot of
saying.
dots. Yeah, no. They were,
He would also be the only male in this Zoom wearing pants if he comes on.
That's my boy, always overdressed.
I am wearing pants because, as I mentioned, did I mention I went to a wake? I went to a wake.
Here to judge the dance moves.
Oh, my dance?
Yeah, okay. What do you think
There
of
it
this?
is. What's that?
What do you think? What do you have, Nico? What do you think? Is it good?
Yep.
Is it thumbs up? Oh, you got a thumbs up from Nico, too. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
watch
Oh,
him.
the whole family.
It's a family affair.
Shut up, Peterson.
Wait, are they ragging on Peterson?
Can I sit down with you?
Nothing but love for you, bro.
Oh my God. Father of the Year. Do you guys know a joke? The host doesn't.
Lulu, give me your...
You guys want to hear one? I got one for you, I think.
This is
Perfect.
Gary. You remember his name?
Yeah, no.
Gary.
Okay, I know.
It's a knock-knock joke. It's a knock-knock joke. You ready?
Lulu's favorite.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
You don't think of who?
Moo! Yeah.
That's Gary's closer in the real world.
I bring a cow on stage.
Do you
I
know?
know who that is.
Who is this?
fish. I know.
You go say it.
I know it's fish. I know it's fish.
We need a sound clip for Rob, big time.
I know who that is.
Who's that?
Terry.
Terry. Hey, Terry.
Do your vitamins, eat your homework.
Do your vitamins. Step over. Is that the moving truck? I'm out of here.
Oh, thank God. I thought that was in my brain.
How old are they now?
Lulu is 8.5.
Wow.
And Nico's 4. He had his 4-year-old birthday party June 1st in quarantine.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! My nephew's 4. He turned 4 in April too. So also had a quarantine.
Yeah. Nico, I said something about his birthday being fun, and he went, Mom, my birthday was not fun because the coronavirus made it terrible. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought we tried, and I thought, okay.
Kids are they're honest.
So honest. Keep it that way, right? No, don't. Huh?
Yeah. my nephew's doing a thing where he'll lie, and then when he gets caught in it, he'll say, "Yeah, it was an accident."
Yeah.
Didn't mean to lie. It was an accident.
Wait, getting caught in a lie?
Yeah. Because he's learned that, like, if you just say something was an accident, then you are generally like, parents will be like, okay, all right. But you can't say I lied by accident and have them believe you.
Tell him that one thing. There was this really great moment where Rob was like, do you think I'm funny? And he's like, yeah. And then you're like, what joke do you like? And he's like, it was an accident.
What's your favorite joke, Carter? And he said, I like the one about the semen and the blood and the urine. Look, he's a basic bitch. He likes my joke that everyone likes.
I'll tell him. This is for you, Dan.
I'm getting closer to the screen. Did you see me do that? Like a minute.
Dan. He said, can you please say this to Dan? Okay? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Egg.
Egg who?
Sorry to make you sneeze. I told you, Dan, I told you he'd be down to smoke with you.
I privately messaged Bethany that I was apologizing for bringing up weed.
All right.
Mom.
Yeah?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Booty.
Boothie who?
Booty, yeah, that's who.
Well, tell your other knock-knock joke.
That's Rob's joke.
Yeah.
We've all been drinking tonight.
Yep.
Booty, booty.
They all know that one.
Let's go.
That one's half. Love you guys. Bye. I love you.
That might work on Route 1, but
Is that their debut in the Zoom Comedy World?
Yes, that is their Zoom comedy debut. Lulu has told a joke on the Comedy Studio stage before, but that's her Zoom comedy debut. Yeah. Thank you, Rob, for giving my daughter.
It is hard.
In the spot.
Of course, yeah. It is harder than on a stage, for sure.
I had to hang out with them tonight because I got an abscess.
Yeah.
Horrible. And I let it go for a couple of days thinking I'll just I'll salt water it away or whatever. Because I don't want to go to the dentist in these COVID times, right?
Right.
And I was terrified about that. So I was just like, I'll let it pass. But then someone told me, oh, you could die from an abscess. Like you get sepsis or a brain infection or something. You could pass it on to your family. So then I just had to decide if I was going to die from sepsis or COVID. So I did go. I was
Wow.
I was totally in pain and, out of commission the day before. Then yesterday I went to the dentist, spent the day there. So today they're like, will you put us to bed? Will you hang out? And I was like, yeah, definitely. Of course. We'll make pizza and all that. And then Jamie's like, don't you have a show tonight? And I'm like,
Wow.
I do. Oh my God. So we'll have pizza and the show at the same time.
Is it weird that some people are going to be like, yeah, I started comedy on Zoom?
Because they're going to be stronger. They're going to come out better, stronger in their first year than any other comic. Because they won't be just going to a mic, getting wasted, and like not really working on stuff. They're gonna like start out at performing at the most difficult level possible.
Yeah, all the awfulness will create like these super human like comedians.
Yeah.
So
Wait, I disagree. I disagree, Gary. I disagree. I think that
That's
first
my favorite line from Uncut Gems.
it is a line from Uncut Gems for Rob specifically. But I think once you bomb in Everett and then have to drive home without the radio on, I think we're gonna see a tremendous drop off.
This situation is just producing a whole generation of superhuman Bo Burnhams.
Right.
so
He's already superhuman. He's like 6'9".
Gangly.
we saw a few of those in the back in Tony's backyard. There were a few people who came, and they had just started. Like they started on Zoom.
Yeah.
And
Wait, you're talking about like an actual show?
yeah, like a backyard open mic, and they're still brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know how to write a joke. You know?
You just start a TikTok and call yourself a comic, and you're ready to rock.
Do you guys think I should get on TikTok?
I think you should get a watch. You are running the light.
Gary, you've been eating this entire time.
Real casual.
Dinner with Gary.
Where are you eating? What's your back?
Conan's desk. Like a late night desk. What is that? Is that from The Cell?
No, but this is my husband right here. Here. Can you see him? He's right there.
There?
Prince, he's just in the corner. He's right there. He doesn't like to interrupt.
Is that the cover sign of the Times?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Rob, is that spilled bread?
Yeah, this is bread that's on.
I thought it was OxyContin.
Do you ever have a day like this? You just feel like a bunch of bread that got chopped in the butter.
That's also your cell phone background?
Look, all I'm saying is don't worry. My phone background is no longer my ex-girlfriend. That's all I'm saying. For 3 years.
You know you've moved on.
Yeah.
Are those Parker House dinner rolls?
Good question. This actually is right in front of the Parker House.
Is this like a failed Boston Tea Party? The Boston Roll Rebellion, but no one picked it up?
Somebody cut me off from bread.
They may take our butter, but they will never take our freedom.
Oh, you're still thinking about freedom. I thought it was.
It's still around.
Crean said it.
Crean said it.
Get a virtual background of that background, Rob. I had a good one of the vault.
Who's the old guy? Am I right?
You look somehow sadder behind you.
Well, I hadn't been to a wake in a while,
Was that pre-COVID?
No, it's right at the beginning of COVID.
Talking to Bethany, right? Oh, that's perfect.
I'm trying to do a show.
What? Hey, Val.
Rob, take off your tie. Stay a while.
Yeah, really. Look, I haven't been at a wake in hours. I can get rid of this tie.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. It was really good to see all of you guys, and I'll see everyone soon.
Bye-bye.
guys.
And Gary,
Oh, good wave there. Get that
Mazel
in the
tov.
clip reel.
Someone loves The Irishman. We got to hear this. We got to hear it out.
It's a good movie. I liked it.
Oh my God, Gary.
I saw it in theaters.
It's called Netflix, Gary.
I know. That's a Scorsese movie. I just feel like it has and it didn't feel long. It was just. I think it's made for a movie. I don't know.
It literally was made for Netflix.
You're an idiot.